Come on now. All right. All right. We're live. Buff Nation, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. And hey, new guest on the show. This is one that's long overdue.
You know it.
Mad Titan is in the house. So y'all be sure to say hello. How are you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Long day at the gig, but we here, we ready, we locked in, we loaded, bro. Excited to be on the show,
Yeah,
man. It's
definitely, man.
long overdue.
Yes,
Long
yes.
overdue.
And yeah, before we dive into some of the Buffs news and everything like that, I would love for viewers just to know a little bit about you. Like, I think it's really cool having some other local Colorado people on the show. And yeah, would love them to get to know you. So, who is Mad Titan?
How far you want me to go back? Like just general Mad Titan or just behind this, you know what I mean? Like, oh well shit. Let's see. Born and raised out here. I'm a Denver native. Graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School. Shit. Eric, oops, cussed. Eric Bieniemy was actually my high school running back coach my senior year. Deion
No
Figures was
way.
my defensive cornerbacks coach my senior year as well. Tim Cross, he's out there
Mhm.
in North Carolina, so big shout out to Coach Cross. Played with Daniel Graham. He played against my brother because he went to GW and stuff. So I'm just really a local kid, man. Like Tony Lindsay was my offensive coordinator, and that's Philip Lindsay's uncle and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, like just been out here, man. Like tied in and just really just accessing, what I mean, all the relationships and stuff now. So other than that, gaming enthusiast, graphic designer, by
Okay.
hobby trade. I did go to school for it and stuff. So got a bachelor's in graphics and an associate's in video production. So other than that, man, just a worker grinder, do my thing. Father, got twin boys. They're like 19, about to be 20. So, what I mean? Seeing these kids out here living their dream is, what I mean, cool, because my sons are out there living their dream as well and stuff. So not playing football, but they're still artists as well. So but yeah, man, that's pretty much me in a nutshell,
And I
man.
think
Like,
that's
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, sorry, Mad Titan. I'm so sorry. Like, my internet seems to be just lagging a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change over here to my hotspot. Like, hopefully that's helpful.
Okay, cool, cool.
And hopefully I'm okay. Sorry about all this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything's
Okay.
caught up and stuff, so it's not.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I hope we're good.
We're we're
Okay,
good.
well, let's go ahead and get into it, man. You were at the spring game this weekend. I saw you met a ton of people. I saw you met Coach Riss. How was that whole thing?
I didn't get to meet Coach Riz. He actually got the graphic that I did for him, the dog catcher graphic. Shout out
Yeah.
to G Ski G Lo Glamfo Clothing for printing that out and getting it to him. But yeah, man, the spring game was exciting. The rain didn't stop the party. Like it was fun. Like it was exciting seeing the new team like really out there, and the new energy like for 2024, like because it's really different from last year. Like I can honestly say,
Yeah.
like the intensity, the attention to detail, the attention to your assignment, your alignment, your technique, like these players are really locked in and they're bought in, and not only to the system but to each other as well. So
Mhm.
seeing that's exciting. Like got to talk to a boatload of players. My favorite is Mr. 50-50, Justin Mayer. So we got to conversate a little bit, you know what I mean? Like talk about a lot of the behind the scene things and stuff. Like so should have something in the works for him coming soon. And then got to talk to KB and KB's mom. Like his whole family was there. That was cool because talking to people on Twitter and then seeing them, you know what I mean, and then they're like, oh hey, like it's Titan, hey Mama Benson, you know what I mean. So it's cool, and then meeting everybody that showed up from the group chat as well. That shout out to Skull Bus Daily that we're in. So
Love it.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like it was crazy. Took a ton of pictures though. Definitely like it was one of my funnest like non-game games. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And then went to the
you-
Travis Hunter pop-up.
Mhm.
I'll go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, did you end up going to Lil Wayne in the concert afterwards and
Yes,
everything?
yes, yes. Yeah, I went to the Wayne concert and everything. So like right after the spring game, we drove over to the Boulder Social to the Travis pop-up. Uh, got the hoodie that you see in the background autographed and stuff over here. So got the
Okay.
I'm him hoodie. It's autographed and everything. Got to take a picture, talk to him for a couple of seconds and stuff. And yeah, man. Then the Wayne concert was crazy. Like Wayne was crazy, bro. Like first was Boss Man D'Lo. His set was dope. Like shout out to Boss Man D'Lo for real. Like he brought the energy. YG, you know what I mean, amplified it, took it up to another level, did a nice like 30, 45 minute set. And then Wayne, like I swear to God, like I thought Wayne was on stage for like an hour and a half. Like I don't know
Yeah.
I know he did an hour set for sure.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, he rocked the stage for like at least an hour to an hour and a half, bro. Like,
Man, that's
and I
awesome.
mean, it's just nonstop energy, nonstop songs, because his catalog is, you know, 20 years, 20
Yeah.
plus years. So yeah, man, it was crazy. Then seeing all the CU students and stuff vibing out and
Yeah.
everything, like singing the songs and doing the Firefly with the phone lights and stuff. Like it was just crazy energy, man. Watching Bucky and Shador perform was like the highlight. That was the highlight. Like
How long did
just
they go
seeing the
for?
they did a couple of songs that they did
Okay.
together and stuff, and then they basically, did the little transition opening for Wayne and stuff. So it was cool seeing them on there, you know what I mean, doing their thing in that capacity because you hear the music and stuff. So it's like we wanted them to perform. So it was good to see them actually perform, man.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Well, man, I think it was a huge weekend, not only for what was going on campus, but of course, with bringing in other transfers, we finally got some 25 commits as well. But before we
Big.
dive into some of the details on like what recently has been going on, I want to get your opinion on just the transfer portal period, like overall in the winter and right now, like who have been some of your favorite transfers, personally?
Um, the whole old line that came in, like KB setting the tone and Justin Mayer's reinforcing that. Like I
Mhm.
think that right there, and then you got Rock like coming back. So those three right there, like I know Rock wasn't a transfer, but
Right.
just him coming back. But KB for sure, like he set the tone, you know what I mean, during conditioning. So that showed you his mentality, his mindset, and his attitude towards playing the game that he loves. And you got Justin Mayers, like he cuts it on and takes it to another level. Like he's a bully on the field, but he's like a stone cold gentleman off the field, like real cool, charismatic and stuff like that. But once you get on the field, like it switches. Like so I see where the Mr. 50-50 to the 100 goes to. So
Mhm.
but yeah, those are my two favorites. Like I'm an interior guy. Like I grew up
Mhm.
playing offensive line, D line. So specials, wide receivers, tight ends, DBs and stuff, like they're cool. Like they gonna do their job. Like LeJontay is a monster in the slot. So you can't guard him. Him and Trav and Jimmy in the slot with space, it's gonna be hard. Defense wise, block bully for sure. Like
Yes.
when he gets all the way cleared and 100% healthy to do his thing this summer and the start of the season, like we're gonna see why they call him block bully. Like that dude is proverbial phrase, he's as strong as an ox. Like he is stout. Like and then TC, I love TC and Barnes. Like I think that's gonna be a nice trio. So those have been my favorites. Just the trench play, like just the upgrading of the trench is what we needed the most. Like that for sure is like my two main aspects of the portal. So
Yeah, man. And I'm hoping that, we're really going to see a difference, with you being there in person, being able to see it from last year compared to this year. The fact that you feel like night and difference overall is the team, but I'm sure like night and difference with the line play, hopefully. At
oh
least it
yeah,
seemed that way when I was looking back at it.
yeah. The just I mean, just the transition in coaching, you know what I mean, in philosophy.
Hmm.
Like that's big when it comes to like offensive line. Like, because if you're, being taught one thing and then it's not transitioning into the game, then you know what I mean, like you're really gonna struggle. So I think just the consistency that Phil Lowhall is going to bring to them and just keep pounding in their head, like, this is how we do it. This is the technique you use. Like on
Hmm.
this instance, why didn't you do this or that? So it's very detailed. Like, what you got an ex NFL player, all pro player, like teaching you this stuff. So he has the details, like, because the devil is in the details. Like, and if you're not a detail oriented, like, trench player, like you won't recognize certain tendencies that a player has or pick up on them and stuff in
Hmm.
certain instances.
Hmm.
So I think that's major, man. Like it's real major.
I I love it. I love it. And when we get into some of the transfer stuff that's been going on lately, I think that there's been kind of an interesting theme here, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you've picked up on it. Whoops, went to the wrong tab. 1 second. Um, by the way, we got Kofi Taylor-Barrocks hitting the portal. We forgot to open up with that. Best of luck
Yep.
to him. I was bummed because I wanted to see what he could develop into. I know that he was probably a player that was going to take 2-3 years coming over from London before he was ready. But best of luck to Kofi. Any idea where he
Yeah.
ends up?
I think like Kofi's like one of those instances where it's like he has to get the game reps now.
Yeah.
Like going into his red shirt freshman year, he still got like 4 years left.
Hmm.
So if I'm him and if I could get to talk to him or tell him anything, I would be like, go to, what I mean, maybe a G5 school where you can compete for the linebacker one, linebacker two, because I
Yes.
think that's what everybody's goal is to start.
Hmm.
So it may not be your ideal place to play, what I mean, far as media attention or exposure or all those things. But if you're kicking butt, you're kicking butt. So
Yes.
everybody's gonna find you no matter where you're at. Like that's the NFL's job. Like
Uh-huh.
you may not be up in Boulder anymore, but that name from Boulder transitions to wherever you go. You just have to take advantage of it from there.
Hmm.
So that's like my big thing with the portal. Like what I mean, it's just it may be a competition thing, but at the same time, like it's a depth thing as well. So you have to find a place where you feel you can compete with that one or that two that's on the current roster of that team. So
Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
that's like the biggest, mindset for any kid or any kid should have, when they do enter the portal. Like, where can I go where I can play,
Yes.
like, and get the reps that I need? And the way that the portal's set up, you can be right back in P5 next year. So you just got to put that on tape. You know what I mean? Like practice tape and game tape isn't the same. So it's
Hmm.
all coordinated and orchestrated in practice. So
Hmm.
you would know what's coming 9 times out of 10, unless you're running like, scout team or something like that, and you're actually like doing game installs and stuff. So other than that, that would be my main take. Like just go somewhere where you comfortable at, your personality fits in with the coaching staff. You can build yourself up. They got a plan for you as well. That's big. If they don't have a
Yes.
plan for you, why go? And then just ball out and dedicate yourself to the game you love.
Yeah, yeah. I think Dad brings up an interesting idea here with JSU was where he was going, being recruited out, of course, when Prime was there, and
Yeah.
maybe there's still a relationship there with some of the coaches with TC, whatnot. So yeah, I look forward to seeing where he goes, and I want to see him play. I think he's a great athlete. But let's go ahead and move on to some of the more recent news. We're bringing in Colton Hood, Brandon Hood, Zach Owens. All of these guys are Eagles landing Christian school players. I
Oh
think
yeah.
out in Georgia. I think
Yes,
one
sir.
thing that we were kind of talking about backstage, something to keep an eye on is uh, Houston cornerback or Arkansas cornerback RJ Johnson is also an Eagles
Yeah,
landing
RJ
player that has
Johnson.
hit the
Yeah.
portal. What you think
It's
about all that and these players?
I think it's all about relationships, and these relationships are manifesting themselves in the right way, in the right time for what CU needs. Like if
Mhm.
you think about, okay, Like Cooper hit the portal, we bring in Hood. Like
Hmm.
that's, you know, talent for talent, like instant replacement. Like, but we feel we have to get younger at the 4 or 5 corner spot. So we have to bring in someone that has more eligibility because this ain't for this year, it's forever. So
Right.
when you have that mindset of, these relationships, one, these players did play together. Like, I don't know if you were in Skull Buff Daily Spaces last night, but Pastor was talking for a little bit, and he was like, these kids, used to play against each other, like when they were in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, 10th grade. Like, they all had a chance to play versus each other. So now they have a chance to play with each other. And I think
Yeah.
that's like the coolest thing. Like, it's really just Avengers and symbols. Like, but that's how real powerhouse programs are built. Like, you really have to find those kids that fit your program from the relationships you have. You'll get those 5 stars, from this school
Hmm.
that you have to build a relationship with or rapport with and stuff like that. But what's coming in is like, it's amazing to see because it's like, man, a lot of people don't know, but hey, man, so prayers and blessings and stuff. So it's just really amazing to see right now, like just the upgrading in the depth chart.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
for not only this year, because Colton Hood can play this year, because a lot of people were saying,
Yes.
oh, he should have been a starter at Auburn last year, so that tells you right there he has the talent to step on the field in the
Hmm.
in the SEC. Like, and his
Yeah.
brother is a dog. Like, just the stories that Pastor was telling last night in the space is like he's a dog. Like, he has a mindset where he's just, I don't care how old you are or what season you are. Like, I'm coming and I'm running through you. Like, so get out of my way, or be ready for a payday. And I'm winning more than you. So I
I
like it.
mean,
I definitely like it.
with Brandon Hood, I think like the biggest thing that surprised me that I feel like you don't see this very often. I mean, a 3-star rated player, he had a ton of like big time offers, including
Yeah,
some other SEC schools, and he chose to walk on at Georgia.
at Georgia.
I
Yeah.
that takes incredible confidence to just say, you know what, I'm just
Exactly.
going to
To
go
say, I
do
don't
this.
care what you got on that depth chart in the running back room. I'm still better than everybody. I feel
Mhm.
so,
Mhm.
and I think us getting him is literally like, so we lost Dylan Edwards, but we had a plan for Dylan Edwards to play the running back in the slot. Brandon Hood does exactly that. He plays running back and slot. So the future still is intact. Like, the game plan is still intact. Like, he's gonna be a weapon regardless. Like, whether you like it or not, he's gonna be a weapon. So I like what we're doing. Like, everything just fitting with what we're trying to build.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm I'm very excited to see what Brandon Hood can do in this running back room, and it's kind of crazy the makeover uh, that it's had. Some of it was, I think, a little bit out of our control. I think some of it was just wanting to improve the talent level on the room. But right
Yeah.
now, like, how would you personally see the running back rotation shaking out right now?
If if it's me, I'm going I'm going Dallin Hayden from Ohio State coming in. I'm not gonna say give, but I think he'll come in and earn the RB1. Then Amos is a proven 1,000 yard back, out
Hmm.
of Miami, Ohio. So I see him as our thunder, what I mean, to that shifty lightning. So I don't see, like, we lost Alto and we lost, Dylan. So I pretty much see us replacing that, but at the same time, like, getting a little bit, what I mean, like a half star, full star better in the room, what I mean, just in those
Yeah.
two replacements. And
Mhm.
I think that's really like what it's all about, like when it comes to all this. So then you got my dog, like Mr. Welch, like he gonna eat, like, because he ain't gonna get ate by, like, he's gonna show you he is that guy. Like,
Yes.
meeting him is funny because he doesn't smile and it's hilarious. He smirks. He'd be like so it's a funny, like, but he's definitely, like, he's proven, what I mean,
Mhm.
that he can carry the load, like, if he needs to, but he's still in a developmental stage. And you got Charlie Offerdahl, what I mean, Charlie does it all, Offerdahl. So I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife. Like, He can be a power back, he can be a scat back, he can be a receiving back. He can do all the things that a running back does all three down. So
Mhm.
there's no loss in production. I don't see like at all. If anything, I see a vast improvement. Because if you don't know Dylan Hayden, like just watch his freshman tape where he actually got to play. Like, yeah, he got redshirted his sophomore year or whatever, but just watch that freshman tape. Like, he puts it on. Amos puts it on. Like, Offerdahl has been killing it. Like, Welch has been killing it. And then you bringing in Hood. Like, it's all good. Like, what are we supposed to say? Like, I'm happy.
Yes. What do you think specifically about Hayden? What do you think he excels at in his game?
Space. Once he's in, so once you get him to that second level, the linebacker safety, he can move and shift around the linebacker, and he's elusive enough, and he
Mhm.
has enough speed to get around the safety. So, like, I just see him, and he has enough power to go through a safety or a linebacker too. So, I think he just has enough versatility to really, you know, put up a good 700, 800 yards if they're splitting carries like that. Like I see Hayden and Amos going 700, 800 yards a piece, 7, 8 touchdowns a piece. Because if we're lighting up the scoreboard how I think we're going to do in the first, second, and third quarter, like halfway through the third, it's just going to be ground and pound, and that's what all old linemen love is to get up and get after somebody, so and put somebody's face in the dirt. So I think
Yeah.
those third and fourth quarters are going to be crazy for the run game.
So this was a question I was going to ask you. I feel like you're already answering it a little bit, but in terms of like our run to pass ratio, do you see a higher emphasis on the run game this year then?
I do situational run game. Like I see a vast, like
Yeah.
improvement in our situational run game. It isn't we're going to be a run team. We're going to know the box is light. We can run the ball. We're going to get 5, 6 yards. You
Yeah.
put the ball, you drop 7, 8 in the box. You know what I mean? You put 9 in the box. We're going to play action you and kill you. So I just really see like everything's gonna go hand in hand. Like if you're a good play caller, you know what I mean, and you can scheme up the right stuff versus every team and you go against their weaknesses and everything like that, like the tendencies for you winning are pretty high. And I'd say our tendencies for winning are higher than what people expect for real.
Yes. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I want to pause real quick, give a shout out to Karumi for this $5 super chat. Thank you so
Has
much.
to.
Very generous of you. And he brought up this point. Yeah, the Eagles landing a Christian Academy connection now with CU. Pastor Dewey Smith's sons played at that school in Georgia. He knows all the kids, all their
Yep.
families. And I think we should start talking about that pipeline right alongside, I guess, the IMG pipeline. Now that we're
Hey,
starting to get kids from out there.
my pastor knows. That's all I can say. But
Uh,
he's definitely a tremendous help.
I
But yeah,
love it.
that Georgia pipeline, that IMG pipeline, it's getting scary.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have Coach Rez, really the dog catcher out there, just
Yes.
snatching up everything. Like, it's scary hours. Like, it's scary hours for a lot of college football programs because I'm just gonna be honest. Like, CU is 10 years ahead of what other programs are doing because they're stuck in the traditional manner of college football
Hmm.
when the era is definitely changing into this era of social media, marketing, branding, being able to, get your players NIL deals. The
Mhm.
collective is the collective. That's just big bag, big
Yep.
bank takes little bank. So that's always going to be their standard. But our standard is, you can do a lot of things here that you can't do. And it preps you for life, the next level, being a business owner, a manager, like whatever aspects you take on. Like it may not be football as a CU player or a grad, but if
Right.
you step into that corporate world in corporate America, you're not gonna be in fear of, the language, and you'll be able to really transition, because you've heard it and you've seen it from your coaches and you've had help from sources and people that are part of the program or close to the program. So this is just it's just different, man. Like it's really just a case study. Like it's something everybody should be studying.
Man, I love it. I love it. Now with Zach Owens, man, with
Oh,
Eagles Christian
flapjack.
Landing. Have you had a chance to watch him at all? Do you got any specific thoughts
Oh,
on him?
flapjack. Oh man, I watched his high school tape, and I seen some of his Clemson like practice tape. All I can say is, oh, flapjack. He is. You get him in space on the second level, or you get him versus a DN who doesn't use the right technique or leverage, he is going to eat you alive. He's going to swallow you whole and eat you alive. Like he said on Twitter, they don't call him Flapjack just because he likes to eat. Like, Skull Buffs Daily, what's up, y'all? Like, they call him Flapjack because he puts them down. Like, so I'm excited to see his development because he's a right tackle.
Mhm.
What does he have? 4 years of eligibility left.
Yep.
So he's got 4 years left. Like him and Seaton on the ends, developing. Like all we have to do is combine the interior linemen, the center, upgrade, like bring in those guys. We got Kirkland from Texas. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to transition to a guard or stay at left tackle or try to play right tackle, but the more positions you can play in the NFL, the more valuable you are. So if I was him,
Mhm.
I'd be trying to swing in the guard. Like, let me try to learn that because I got two. I got a Seaton on this end and I got a flatback on this end. Like, let me solidify the left or the right guards for the future. So, and then we got Cash Cleveland, man. So it's just it's crazy to think about and Hank. So, but
Yes. Yeah.
flatback is crazy.
I I'm pumped, man. Just the fact that it's not it just looks so different. The fact that we got guys now in the two deep that uh, they're 350 pounds and plus, plus.
Three
Uh,
fifty, three
yeah.
seventy five. Like that boy, like that is a big kid. Like he's a monster. So I'm excited to see it because it's different from last year. Like we've seen it. Like cats, our O line was barely scraping 305, 300. So and that's different at P5 level. Like you're playing against kids that are stronger and faster. So it just doesn't transition the way that they thought it would. So
Mhm. Mhm. And sorry to kind of pinpoint all over the place here, but we spoke a
oh
little
yeah,
bit about RJ Johnson. Have you had a chance to look into him at all at Arkansas? What would he kind of bring to the roster if he were to transfer here?
I haven't done a complete dive yet. I just did what I can. What I mean, while I was grinding and working and stuff. So
Yeah.
I've seen a few clips of him. I like his versatility because he's a defensive back. He's not a cornerback or a safety. He can play
Okay.
both. So if you think about if he does transition to corner, we have RJ Johnson, McKinney in the future, like
Mhm.
along with Israel Solomon, and you got Cole Mathis coming in, and then we got Harge, and so we got depth there in that cornerback room.
Mhm.
Like, but that safety position, that free safety, if he has the range to play side to side in a cover three or a cover one situation, I'm all for it because 6'2", 200 pounds, and you're a free safety and you can cover from side to side. Like that's more vital than anything else. Like having somebody with that range and speed, in it. I'm not sure if he is a ball hawk, but if he is a ball hawk, that's just a plus. So
Yeah, we might have an overhauled safety room next year, as Sign points out. A lot of guys
oh
could
geez.
could be graduating, moving on. So, we'll have to see. But I think that, again, being a Colorado native, there's
No, we'll
take
still
some
have
time.
Herm. We'll still have Herm next
Oh
year
yeah,
too.
that's right. That's right. We'll
Yeah, we'll
still
still
have
have
Herm
Herm. We'll lose
and
Shiloh. We'll lose CSG. We'll lose Travis J. So we'll lose about three. Well, we still got Carter Stoudemire.
yep.
We still got Nathaniel Watson, Mr. 36 Mafia. So I
Mhm.
mean, we have depth there. It's just raising the talent and keeping the talent there. So
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I think, man, it's nice to talk to another Colorado native on this because I think sometimes people can lose sight of just,
got that Nuggets hat on.
yes, that's right. How crazy, how still just crazy and surreal this whole thing can still feel a year and a half out. And I feel like there's a lot to look forward to here in 2024. Hey, before we wrap up, because we got to hop onto our Broncos stream. If anybody wants to hop onto that, I'll throw it here in the chat very quickly. But shout out to Paul Simmons, our friendly LSU Tiger fan of the friend of the show. Says, David, your interviewing skills are next level. I'm telling everyone I taught you everything you know. Hey, Paul Simmons has definitely given me some great tidbits to kind of help me improve as I continue to do this thing, and so grateful for your advice, your encouragement, and for your $10. Thank you so
Shout
much.
out to
But
Paul.
as we wrap up right now, Mad Titan, let everybody know where they can find you and what you're going to be tweeting about.
Shoot, Twitter, Mad Titan 303. That's actually my gamer tag as well on
Okay.
PlayStation and Xbox. So it's pretty much just Mad Titan 303. You type that in, you can pretty much find me on all socials. That's like my URL. Try to keep it as generic as possible. So it's universal. So yeah, if you want to get down on some Madden or whatever, hit me up. Mad Titan 303, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Facebook Gaming, like Twitch, all of the above. So I actually start streaming here again in July once college comes back out, and I got
Yes.
something for that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of content, man. Like definitely follow. You know what I mean? I'll follow back for sure. So just hit me up. Just let
Yeah.
me know you see me from Dave's Talk Buffs, and it's up.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, y'all be sure to give Mad Titan a follow. And yeah, we're going to shut this thing down. We'll go longer next time, but we're going to hop on, talk some Broncos Bo Nix, which should be quite hilarious, I think, with our different opinions on him. So that should be really interesting. So y'all be sure to head over there as well. We'll see y'all here soon. And as always, y'all, go Buffs.
Skull Buffs, man, up the skull.